Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Hannah. I'm a flight attendant for a major US airline and I take you guys on my trips with me. And today we are starting a 3-day. It is currently 5:10 p.m. and most of you guys know this, but for those of you who are new to the channel, I live an hour and a half away from the airport that I'm based out of. I'm based out of Charlotte, but I live in Greenville, South Carolina. So I usually have to leave between 2 and 2.5 hours before my sign-in. It is a Saturday and traffic shouldn't be too crazy, so I'm not gonna leave that early. My plan is to get out of here by 5:45, so I have about 30 minutes to kill. I am finishing up packing up my bag and then I'm going to go figure out what I want to do for meals, and then I'll probably put my uniform on and get on the road. All right, for meals, I have some leftover bacon chicken ranch pasta and some leftover chicken enchiladas. So I'm gonna wrap those in tin foil, probably 2 each for those. Then I have some soup. And then for breakfast, I have these little yogurts, and then I'll just throw in some snack stuff too. And then before we can leave the house, we gotta give the doggos a little treater so they won't notice I'm leaving. I was a little worried about time because I didn't realize that I did not have enough gas to get to Charlotte and back to Greenville, which normally I would just wait and get it on the way home, but we get back really late on the 3rd day. And if you guys remember, the last time I got gas really late, I ended up buying that homeless person a hotel room, and ever since then, I try not to get gas by myself late at night. So I went ahead and filled up, but we are good on time. I have like 20 minutes till it's sign-in time, so we're good. Day 1 is super easy, just one leg tonight. We are going to Nashville, so it's gonna be quick and easy. We're gonna get our day over with before it even really starts, which is incredible. But let's get our stuff together and go catch this shuttle over to the airport. So I learned something new this trip. Our 737 aircraft has heated windshields, which is neat. But anyways, I was thinking this flight was longer, like an hour and a half for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So that was a nice surprise that it was so short. We were told it was going to be bumpy throughout because of all the weather. So I ended up serving first class with plastic instead of glass just to be on the safe side. And on those short flights, for some reason, ever since COVID, they only give us one snack to give out. And I think that's so silly. Like, just do the snack basket. We just got to the hotel. It is 10:20 p.m. By the way, guys, I remembered my tablet this time. I didn't even take it out of my bag when I was in the car because I was like, I'm not doing that again. But I did just have to double check that I was on the right time zone because the clock in the room is reading 9:42 and I was like, wait a minute, is my watch wrong? But either way, it wouldn't be wrong on the minutes. So that one, I don't know why that, I was just like, wait a minute, what? But Nashville is an hour behind Charlotte. So it's 11:20 my time, but the whole crew is gonna go meet downstairs and just have a quick little drink to kind of unwind before we all get in the bed and start our really long day tomorrow. I think it's like an 11-hour duty day, so gonna be a long one, gonna be a doozy. So we're all gonna go just have a glass of wine, unwind, and then get some good rest for our long day tomorrow. Good morning, it is day 2. Day 2 is our longest day of the whole trip. It is 11 hours and 10 minutes of duty time, which a lot of you guys have been tagging me in the graphic that's been on social media about this is what a flight attendant does in a day and this is how much they get paid for. So I'm gonna try to break that down today since it's our long day, so you can see like I'm only gonna end up getting paid for I think about 5.5 hours of the 11 hours, but I'll show you guys like what's paid, what's not paid, and try to like break that down during the day. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's go catch the van and get this day started. Our sign-in each day is an hour before our first flight, so we got to the airport at 10:25. We went through security, then came on the plane to do our security checks. We check for emergency equipment, we do our briefings with the pilots and the gate agents, and then in my case I was the lead, so I had to get the first class galley set up for pre-departures and all that good stuff. At this point we are getting paid per diem, which is $2.50 an hour, but our flight pay hasn't started yet. So for this flight, you don't get paid during boarding, which is 35 minutes prior to the flight time. We don't actually start getting paid until we push back, which in our case, we pushed back at 11:19 and then landed at 1:19. By the way, I wanted to show you guys some new snacks in our snack basket. We got some new breakfast bars and some Chips Ahoy cookies, so that's fun. But anyways, all that to say, we got paid for 2 hours of flying for that flight. Then we got to Dallas, we had a 3-hour sit. So we took this time to eat some lunch, hang out with the crew. They ended up going out for coffee, so I worked on some modules we have to get done for work. Again, all this time is not flight rate pay, but it is our per diem pay. Again, $2.50 an hour. Then we got ready for our next flight. In that case, I had meals, so I did have to double check those meals, as well as doing all the safety checks, which again, all of that is unpaid for. So for our flight to Seattle, we pushed back at 5:08 and ended up landing at 7:17. So 4 hours of pay for that flight. During that flight, I had meals, so it was a chicken parmesan and a enchilada, which they both look delicious, and those are both new. I hadn't seen those before, so that was cool. We also had little ice cream cups for dessert. Once the service was finally finished, I had about an hour and a half left to read my book and relax till we landed in Seattle. We just got to the hotel. It is 8:25 local time in Seattle, which means it is 9, 10, 11:25 my time. It also means that it is 10:25 Nashville time, and our van this morning was 10:20 a.m. So it has been 12 hours since we got on the shuttle to start our day and just got back to our hotel for the night. And out of all of that, we got paid for 6 hours worth of flying. So about half of our day was paid for, which I'm gonna kind of complicate things a little bit, because technically we're only getting paid for 5 today, because yesterday we only had the one flight, and in our contract we get paid for 5 hours of flying a day, whether we fly that much in a day or not. But if you're in a 3-day trip and one of your days isn't the 5 hours, before you get paid extra for your days that go over 5 hours, they have to add that in to however much you flew that was less than that. So we didn't fly enough today for it to go over the amount that we flew yesterday, if that makes sense. And I'm sorry if I'm confusing you guys. But so yeah, technically if we had actually flown 5 hours yesterday, then we would be getting paid the whole 6 hours for today. But since we didn't, we only did an hour flight yesterday, we are just getting paid the 5. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But the original plan was for us to all meet up tonight and go do dinner and drinks when we got to the hotel. But we all got here and we are wiped out. Today was a long day. Sits just really take it out of you. Had we just been able to go straight through and get here, 3 hours ago, we would have probably already had dinner and drinks and been coming back to the hotel at this point to go to bed. So yeah, we all decided, let's just go to bed, get some rest, and then I think we're gonna meet up in the morning to go get some coffee. I mean, we are in Seattle, so gotta get coffee while you're here, and just kind of walk around a bit before our hotel van picks us up and takes us back to the airport tomorrow. Good morning. It is day 3, go home day, but it is only 8 a.m. right now, and our van is not for another couple hours, so I'm gonna meet up with the crew, and we're gonna go walk around Seattle. Thank you.
Ladies, you all good? Yeah. Where y'all from?
I don't want to get any better.
Oh, you're good. We have a little over an hour till van time, so I'm going to do my devotions for the day because we're going to be getting back way too late for me to do them when I get home tonight. And then if I have a little bit of time after that, I'll probably just do some stuff on my iPad, and then we'll get ready and go catch the van. I'm still so full from our outing, but I put some food in my Hot Logic before we went out, thinking I would be hungry for lunch, and I can't let it go to waste. So I'm gonna try to eat this while I get dressed before we go catch the van. Almost forgot my little rag. I happened to look in the bathroom and it was still hanging up. Also, my food belly is just really poking out today. I am so full. Ooh. But anyways, last leg, best leg. Let's go get it done. Our flight back to Charlotte was the longest of the whole trip, which when you go from shortest to longest, by the time you get to the long ones, they just feel extra long because you're not used to it. But anyways, one of my favorite things about flying to and from the West Coast is flying over the snow-capped mountains. I think they are so gorgeous and wish our viewing window was a little bit better, but it is what it is. Service on these longer flights is more extravagant. I go through with nuts and drinks and then go back through and pick up the nuts. After I do that, I have to take off the dry ice from the ice cream sundaes for dessert because they are rock hard and need to thaw. The options for dinner were a mojo chicken or a penne pasta, but when you're flying first class, you can pre-order if you don't want either of those meals, which I did have a few people do. I forgot to show you guys the Sunday part of the service, but it's just ice cream sundaes made to order. It took about 2.5 hours to do the service, and then I read for the rest of the time. One leg home on the last day is such a gift. It was a long leg, but I'm still kind of energized, which is good because I have an hour and a half drive home and it's late. But if I would have done a 3-leg day today, I would have been wiped right now. I would be so tired. So thank goodness for only one leg. But I hope you guys learned some new things about the life of a flight attendant. As always, you guys are welcome to ask as many questions as you want in the comments. That does not bother me at all. I love answering all the questions you guys have. I will just say that I typically respond to comments like the first and second day after the video is posted. If I'm getting a lot of comments, I'll do the third day after, but then after that I just have to stop because otherwise it's just too much. So usually the day, like 2-3 days afterwards, I'm still kind of checking comments and responding, but after that I'm usually on another trip and videoing stuff for the next video. But anyways, any questions, comments, whatever, you can put them in the comments below. I need to get home, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.